It is my privilege to introduce to you Ruthie. Now, Ruthie is actually here with me, but you can't see her on the screen right now because we are practicing physical distancing. So we have two cameras, and she, literally, I promise you, she is right over there, and you will see her in just a moment. And when I introduce you, when I turn the camera in that direction, she is going to tell us a little bit about who she is, what her interests as far as the area of values are, and I think it's something that you want to hear. So Ruthie, tell us a little bit about who you are.
Well, Ruthie Wilde Wenger is my name, and I am 31 years old, so just on the tail end of what we might consider a young adult demographic. I'm born and raised in Arizona, not too far from this church, actually, and I'm a working musician and teacher.
And you said a musician. And what instrument do you play?
Primarily cello. That is my baby, so to speak. I also sing, and I dabble a little bit in guitar and piano.
The other interest that you and I have talked about that you have is in the area of virtues. So you were telling me one time when we were speaking about something you took, and it's called the Virtues Project. What is that?
Right, so the Virtues Project is an international grassroots initiative that began about 30 years ago. And it is it was designed to cultivate character within communities. And it draws on spiritual wisdom from faith traditions around the world, as well as from sources outside of traditional organized religion. And that's I got introduced to the project, 4 years ago, from someone I interacted with, a mutual friend, and I took an introductory workshop. It was amazingly transformative for me. I then became a facilitator myself, and so I'm now trying to find any and every way I can to share those tools.
And you said you're trying to find different ways to be able to share those tools. One of the ways that you've come up with, you're allowing us here at Church of the Beatitudes to kind of be a part of, and you've called it SoulSeeds. So what in the world is SoulSeeds, and how does that tie into the Value Project?
Sure. So the phrase SoulSeeds came to mind, sort of just evoking the concept that every single one of us have seeds inside of all of us, inherent. I believe every human being equally has this capacity to grow virtues, such as patience, love, self-control, creativity, resilience, and that those are the things that really help to build our soul. And I see this as being amazingly more powerful to meditate on than adhering strictly to a particular paradigm or belief system. Those are certainly valuable, but to me it's the actual demonstrating of what I call this applied spirituality that is most meaningful.
So if you're doing this Soul Seed, my understanding is you want to do this. This is going to be an 8-week course that'll be done virtually because we can't meet in person yet. What could someone expect if they wanted to participate? What is that going to be like? Is it for 15 minutes, for 50 minutes? What's the format? Anything like that?
So, well, first of all, I should clarify again this what we're doing right now this summer, June and July, is creating a space specifically for young adults, so late teens to early 30s. And the format that we've picked will take place over an hour and a half, Sunday evenings, and it'll involve some amount of general fellowship, just building relationships, which I think is really important among that demographic, just to have support and companionship, friendship, but also a clearly designed focus on meditating and reflecting on some of those virtues. So We may have one virtue such as resilience that we focus on one week, and we might talk a little bit about, well, what does that actually mean, resilience, and what are the values of that? How can we practice that? And then we might share with each other, maybe as a larger group or maybe breaking out into partners, what that means. And the goal for me is really to create a transformative space more than just a YouTube channel that you kind of mindlessly watch or consume. The intention is this is really a place where we can connect with one another. And we're starting with 8 weeks because this is the first time that we are doing this, and it seems an appropriate place to start, and then we can see what makes sense moving forward.
Yeah, and I'm just, Ruthie, honestly, I'm just a little disappointed because I just turned 35, and no, I'm older than that. But if you're in that age demographic, late teens up to 32, 31, you're in that category, you're interested in doing this, but if you're not a member of Church of the Beatitudes, maybe you're not even a Christian, or maybe you're an atheist. Mm-hmm. What are the parameters as far as to be accepted into this SoulSeeds group?
Well, first of all, and truly, I mean this, everyone is welcome. For me, this is not about promoting any particular religion, Christianity or otherwise, or doctrine, anything like that. And the short answer is that, believing in God is not a prerequisite. That being said, as someone who has a very strong faith and who sees God as a critical part of my paradigm and how I talk about the virtues, what is necessary and appropriate is that all of us in that space be willing to put on the lens of, what if God is the embodiment of the highest virtues that we can attain? What if God is the source and center of these things? And what if we are all children of God? Then what does that mean? And so I think just that willingness to try on that lens and being comfortable in that space is what's appropriate.
Yeah, I loved what you said about the idea of putting on a lens. It's almost like being able to take a pair of glasses and put them on and adjust to seeing things a little bit differently. And at the end, I can take the glasses off. I don't have to buy into everything. And to me, that's really exciting, a way of being able to see life. And also, your image of God that's pretty powerful, to think about God as being the ultimate source of all virtues.
And you just reminded me, I think, at least for me, this is important to frame things in terms of, do I have to buy into something? To me, I whether it's a philosophy or a perspective, to me, the approach I try to take is, well, actually try it on. It's not about buying something and blindly believing. I mean, I'm not willing to do that. And there are things that I wasn't willing to just adhere to years ago that maybe do make sense to me now, but I don't regret my path at all, because I'm showing that I am my own independently thinking human being. And I think that, in my idea of what God is, that's encouraged, and that just try it and see how that changes. And to me, there's an internal transformation that can happen, and that's the proof, if there is any.
We are here at Church of the Beatitudes are very, very fortunate that Ruthie is willing to team with us to make this happen. The thing that excited us here was that what Ruthie is about and the Project Virtues and SoulSeeds is about is very much aligned with what Church of the Beatitudes is about. And so I agree with Ruthie 100%. This isn't about trying to get people to join Beatitudes and things like that. It really is a service that we're trying to offer people. And that service is to understand, as Ruthie was saying, this idea of virtues and being, I guess the way I hear Ruthie is being more intentional in how we live our lives and aligning ourselves with those true virtues that are meaningful to us, and that in turn is transformative. And so, Ruthie, I wish I was 31.
Well, and one thing I'll say that, the whole thought of SoulSeeds, to me, that's really not, that it's not oh, only your late teens and early 30s could you possibly be interested in this topic. It's just, for right now, that seems to be an appropriate place to start, but I'm happy to expand anything.
If you are interested in this, you're going to see magically appear right here on my chest a email address, and it will say media@beatitudeschurch.org. If you will email that and say that you are interested in SoulSeeds, or even if you just put on the subject line SoulSeeds, we will send you the link. Once you have that link, if you know of someone else that you would like to share this with, you are welcome to share that link with them. However, we ask that you do be careful, because one of the things that not only churches but businesses have realized is what we call Zoom safety, and that there are people that are hacking into Zoom groups and making it less than pleasurable experience. So again, you are more than welcome, free to invite your friends, and Ruthie looks forward to having this experience with you. So again, thank you, Ruthie, very, very much for your willingness to let us be a part of this.
Thank you.